on, Pack Squad fam? Shelf Squad, welcome back. This is the season finale for Pack Squads Season 1. In the last Pack Squads episode, we left off at 16-0, undefeated. We were just a couple points outside of Division Series at 700. We left off at 698 points. And when I said we took care of business the first wave of games to make sure we made upgrades for this push, we did just that. I got some montage gameplay I'm about to show you guys from our World Series push, our World Series run. You're gonna find out just where we landed and what our rating and record was after our push. The squad a little bit different from where we left off. We ended up with Eric Davis out in the outfield. We ended up putting Matt Carpenter in at third base over Vladdy. I was really struggling defensive. Really, it was defense more than his offense that was hurting us. Didn't hit the ball well in total, batting 195. He did have a couple of clutch hits, though. I will say more than half of his hits were in big spots, so he came up clutch for us. But all in all, I did not hit the ball well with Vladdy, which is odd. Now, before we move on, let's get into the gameplay from our World Series grind, and then we're going to circle back. At the end of this video, I'm going to let you know who we're keeping for Season 2, Episode 1, which is dropping tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed Pack Squad Season 1, make sure you hit that thumbs up down below. Comments, criticism, feedback, let me know in the comments section down below. Season 2 starts tomorrow, and this is the first time we've ever reset Pack Squads ever in the 5 years I've been doing this series. Super interested to see how this is going to go. It's going to be tough. We're going to reset the team, and we're starting at 700 on Hall of Fame difficulty. Now, first and foremost, I will say there was an adjustment period after the last episode. Playing Pack Squads without like the camera being on and just grinding out the gameplay felt weird, and game one we struggled. We ended up taking it out. Our first loss was in the first game I didn't record face cam. Lost our first game 2-1. We had 6 hits. We only had the 1 run. We hit a home run with Ryan Howard. That was our only run scored. Joe Mauer and Matt Carpenter both had doubles who we left stranded. We had a couple other hits mixed in there. We also had a walk, left way too many runners on base, and we took our first L in a game we honestly should have won. That was tough, but the bounce back was huge. Suffering that first loss, we just decided let's hop straight back in. I gave myself almost no time to get this done. I mean, we have 18 hours to get in World Series, and we're now 2 games out of 700 going in. We're gonna face Walker Buehler in our bounce back game. Skipping into the second inning, we're Vladdy's only home run of Season 1 gives us the lead in the second inning of this bounce back game after our first loss. Looking for our 17th win on the season. Sandberg with a big barrel here right to the shortstop. And I noticed this was kind of a trend on Hall of Fame difficulty. I know there's been a lot of community complaining about hitting this year. I noticed a lot more lineouts and hard groundouts on Hall of Fame difficulty. We were having some luck with the homers though. Ryan Howard goes oppo, doubles up our score, makes it 2-0. Sandberg's next time up. He's been unreal for us. After allowed out his first at bat, smashes that ball for a single, and then we capitalize later in the inning. Cedric Mullins doubles the score. It's 4-zip. And we were not done there. In the 5th inning now, trying to extend the lead. We got a lucky hit here with Mike Trout, looking to capitalize, and Ryan Howard again. I was underneath of this 4-seam right here, but it's going to carry out and go. No doubt about it, actually. He's just so good. Look at the scoreboard here. He was batting .431 with 6 home runs before that swing. His 7th homer makes it 6-0. Next man up gets a base hit out to right center field, and then Joe Mauer, perfect. Bombs! Ball was destroyed, makes it 8-0, and it was right there that my opponent went, ejecto-cito, cuz! And we got our bounce back dub via rage quit. I was excited to get another good swing in there with Sandberg though. He's had a 2-homer game in his debut. Now he's smacking the ball around in the World Series grind to start things off. We're back in the win column. Next game, looking to get into Division Series now. Our 2nd win in a row would get that done. Lou Bob starts the game with a deep fly ball to the wall. Skipping into the 2nd inning, where once again Ryan Howard just under that fastball. This one though does not carry out. Stays in just shy of the warning track. 2 outs in the 2nd. We're going to hit a ground ball to shortstop. Got on top of that 4-seam. Quick inning there in the 2nd. Now bottom 2. Our opponent's going to rip the gap. At this point, I was thinking, please don't let this be one of those days where win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Our opponent rips the gap. Then he drops a blooper in to take the lead. Makes it a 1-0 game. Tried to get some more. 3-2 count there, but he's going to roll one over. Vladdy will turn 2. He was up on the grass. Easy double play on the pitcher, and then we immediately jump in the box and try and get that run back. Luis Robert ripping the gap to right center field. Finally, our first hit of the game in the top of the 4th, and that's where we decided to just explode. Mike Trout, 2-run bomb. A slow start to this game offensively, but damage done. A 2-run shot from Mike Trout brings home Lou Bob, gives us the lead, erases the gap, ties it up, gives us the lead all in one swing, and then Sandberg comes up and goes yard. A good front door slurve there. It was a really good pitch, but we got it right in the power spot of the PCI. He goes yard. Later in the ball game, top 7, Ryan Howard leading off the inning. Bomb! Extends the lead one more, adds an insurance run, makes it 4-1. Couple batters later, Sandberg in with a runner on. Perfect out to left. Makes it 2 men on with 1 out. Had to show you that clip. We didn't score here in this little rally, but the reason I showed you that clip is because Sandberg's just, he's a stud. How big of a stud is he? Well, he just went ahead and goes yard later in the ball game anyway. A little perfect oppo blast. His second multi-homer game since we added him to the team. Oppo bomb adds 2 more. We didn't take advantage of that double in the 7th, but we did get that home run right there, and we end up winning this game 6-1. So now we're back on a win streak. We won 16 straight, lost 1, and then we won 2 in a row again. Now we're on the push for championship series. We're up to 18-1. We're going to Oracle Park against a solid opponent, and Lou Bob leads the game off with another knock. Then my guy Corey Seager in the 2-hole destroys this slider into the triple gap out there in right center. I wasn't sure if he was going to catch it, so I had to hold up. Ends up being 2nd and 3rd instead of an RBI triple. That's fine though. We end up scoring on the next batter. I believe it was a sacrifice fly. Couple batters later, Vladdy comes up with runners on the corner. We get another sacrifice fly. So we end up scoring 2 small ball style after there's 2 good swings to start the game. Pitched well afterwards, and then we get another solo shot in the 3rd. Luis Robert is heavy in the discussion for our MVP returning to the squad. He was phenomenal on this run, and he was really good on Hall of Fame, might I add. But the MVP so far in this grind video's gotta be Ryan Howard. He's already homered 3 times. There's a 2-run double. Makes it a 5-0 game in the 5th. He's gonna rip one out to left here. Lou Bob does it all in the outfield as well. He's gonna make that play. Lindor, though, keeps him alive. 2 outs in the 5th with a runner on. Hits one into the cove. Ball is destroyed. You know it's a bomb when the camera continues to pan out of the stadium and like it loses track of where the ball even went. It's just a bomb. Our opponent had some momentum after that as well. We got some runners on after that, but we really couldn't capitalize. We had a double play ball. Cedric Mullins comes up here. He rips one out to center, and we do end up capitalizing on that. So in the 6th inning, we get a run back on a little bloop, and a score from Lou Bob brings him in for an RBI. He's then going to make another play in the outfield. So he's already got a home run in this game, scored after having a leadoff single, had another RBI knock. He's made some plays in the outfield, and we're going to go deep into this game with the 6-2 lead. Top 8 now, looking for some insurance runs. Joe Mauer rips one into the triple gap. Only 40 speed, though. He'll have to stay at 2nd base, but that's all right, because Sandberg's going to come up, and he's going to destroy a ball out to right. It won't score the run. I was hoping it was off the wall on contact. It will move the runner up to 3rd, though. So now we have that runner on 3rd with 1 out, and Cedric Mullins rips one out to right. Cedric Mullins has been insane in this. Honestly, our outfielders and Ryan Howard have just been awesome for me on this first season of Pack Squads. Doing damage. We do attack on 1 more in the 8th, and then Vladdy's going to roll 2 in the bottom of the 8th. No damage done after he gets a runner on in that inning. Top 9, we're looking for some insurance. Lou Bob got on base once again. Corey Seager rips one out to right field, extends him up to 2nd. Ryan Howard, that's a lucky one. We got on top of a sinker. Easily could have been a double play ball. Instead, it's going to be an RBI single. We also get thrown out at 3rd, and that'll do it for us offensively. We score 8 in this ball game. 8! Our opponent never quit, though. He had good at-bats throughout. I think he kind of gave up here and got out on purpose. He had a knock with a runner on and then ends up getting out at third base. So we take that one. 8-2 was the final score. So at this point, we've won 3 in a row after our loss. We're about 2 games from championship series. Now take a look at the box score screen here. I'm going to slide up 1, and as you're going to see, we win our next game 4-2. We had a little bit of a disconnect. I did get the win though. We were up 4-2 when it happened. I think that he just went ejectocito and it just caused a ripple effect. I don't know what happened. But your boy thought he got a disconnect when he was up 2, and it was paralyzing. And after winning that game 4-2, we won our next game 3-1, another sweaty. And it was at this point in the grind where I started to slide off a little bit offensively. We hit the ball well on Hall of Fame, but I think it was just the fact that I was now like 5 hours into this session and it was the last day. I couldn't pace myself. I had to keep going. So I did just that. We just continued to dink and dunk our way through. We won our next game, as you can see up there, 3-0. We held our opponent scoreless, and after the 7th inning, he decided to call it quits, bounced out of there. We got another rage quit. We won it 3-0. So now at this point, we've won 6 games in a row after that loss to start this grind. Makes us 22-1 on the season. And it was at this point where we first hit championship series. We were at 8-2 going into that next game. But sadly, it was that next game where we met our next loss. We lost a tough one, 3-2. We saw Jacob deGrom. I couldn't get anything going offensively. We actually took the lead early in this game. We scored 1 on a, I believe it was, who hit the homer? It was a Luis Robert home run. Lou Bob hit a home run to give us the lead in his second at-bat in the 3rd inning, but then our opponent in the bottom of the 4th struck back, tied it up, took the lead, and I really couldn't get anything going after that. He had an insurance run in the 7th. We put a couple good at-bats together in the 9th. We hit a home run with Corey Seager, but it wasn't enough. We lost a tough one, 3-2, and just like that, we were 6-2 on the run, back in the loss column, and just outside of championship series. But as you know, I hopped immediately back into another game, and we took the dub 6-3, and we came out guns blazing after that loss. We scored 3 runs in the 1st inning. We tacked on another one in the 3rd, another one in the 5th, another one in the 8th. We had 12 hits in total in the game. Couple more extra base hits. We could have easily scored 8+ runs in that one. We locked down, we bounced back, and we got a big dub. So now we've won 6 out of 7. We're back in the win column. We're 7-2 on this binge grind. I have the next game on video. And we're instantly going to jump into the 5th inning of this ball game. This was a pitcher's duel. He could not touch Randy Johnson. I should have dove there with Cedric Mullins. It would have changed everything. I definitely could have gotten there, but I was nervous about exactly that happening and getting by and going to the wall. He gets a double, then we get a fly out. And then the foul ball floodgates opened up. Josh Donaldson comes in. This was a really good at-bat on his part, and that was a phenomenal take on that fastball in the 3-2 count, bringing up Chipper Jones, and he's going to get one to drop out the center. Cedric Mullins again gets a rough animation. That ball gets by him out there. He's going to end up rounding 3rd here. Could have got him, but I preloaded the throw for home, and he didn't get it there in time. Logan Webb's going to come up, drop a suicide squeeze bunt, gets that runner in, and he extends the lead to 2. So just like that, after 5 innings of a pitcher's duel, we are down 2 in this one. Hits were 2-1 us going into that 5th inning, and this all of a sudden out of nowhere, suddenly he's tattooing everything. In the 6th inning, he tacked on another one, and we go into the 7th inning of this game scoreless, down by 3. Corey Seager's gonna hit one off the top of the wall though. It's gonna be a triple with nobody out. Mike Trout pokes one out to right, brings that runner home, and now we're cooking. We got a runner on, there was nobody out, but we end up getting a couple bad swings in a row. Joe Mauer flies out to center. That does it for the inning. Into the 9th now, down 2. We got to get something going, but at this point, wind had really left our sails. Just was not a good game for us. Our worst showing offensively of the entire run. Just an absolute throw it in the garbage game. This loss really did. It was the dagger. There was no way we were going to have enough time to get in. And at 4:38 p.m. was when that game ended. If we had won that game, It would have gotten our rating up over 850 with about an hour and a half to go. It would have been tight. We may not have even gotten in anyway, but it would have been razor close if we pulled out that win. I did decide to immediately jump into another game, though. I only had an hour and a half. We were 80 points out, but I didn't care. I wanted to try and get our rating as high as we possibly could, and I don't lose twice in a row, so we jumped in another game anyway. And in that next game, we got the 2-1 dub. I was still really sluggish offensively at this point, though. We were 6 hours into this grind. He took the lead in the 5th. We actually battled back and tied it up in the bottom of the 6th, and at that point, I really did have control over this game. We pitched well all the way through. We dominated from the 6th inning on. Once I tied the game, he kind of quit. I could tell he was really just looking to run into a homer and hopefully keep me at 1 run. He kept me at 1 run through 9, but he did not score in the top of the 10th. We took care of business with that runner in scoring position, and we moved to 8-3 on this run. The problem is it was now 5:30. I only had 30 minutes left. So we jumped into another game, which I have the gameplay of. In this game, if we played all 9, I was looking to get a rage quit in this game. If we played all 9, it wasn't even going to get done in time for the rating to count. But we're going to show you that final game anyway, because why not? We were winning 1-0 in the 5th, and again, we were dominating on the mound at this point in the game. Alek Manoah, and as you can still see here, he's hitting his spots here as well. My opponent's hitting good balls, taking some tough pitches. The foul balls do start to pour in right here pretty heavy. I could not get Mike Trout out for the life of me, and then he ends up dropping one in front of Lou Bob. That scored 1. It loaded up the bases, I apologize. Brings up his created player. Created player then starts fighting off pitches left and right. Sliders, fastballs, inside out. We finally get him to whiff on a slider. He strikes out. 2-2 count here with 2 outs on Vladdy. He takes a tough slider and then mashed an inside fastball. I mean, he absolutely tattooed that ball. Thought we had that runner at 3rd there, but no one was covering 3rd. And then I thought I had him at 1st, but no one was covering 1st. So the preloaded throw didn't go through until someone got to first base. All good, though. I mean, he ends up not scoring there anyway. Both runners ended up being stranded. So now we're down by 1, bottom 5, and we immediately come up and smack a ball down the line. Sandberg out at 2nd. And you want to talk about deflating? I mean, man. Ripped that ball down the line, had the tying run in scoring position, couldn't get the job done. I continued to fight, though, in the 6th inning now. Another double. This one a leadoff double for Matt Carpenter. So he's now in scoring position with nobody out. We get rung up on the check swing. It works as a bunt, though. We're going to move up to 3rd on the drop 3rd strike. Brings up Ryan Howard. But once again, free swing in here. I decided to just go home. Figured he'd throw it to 1st. He didn't. And then I decided to keep coming home because the catcher didn't move. We deservedly ended up getting Tug out there. The wheels really, I'll be honest with you guys, the wheels had fallen off for me here. It's the 7th inning. We're losing in this game. It's already after 6. It doesn't even matter if we win this game. But I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to come back, trying to get the job done. We're pitching our tails off in this game, but this guy's having insane at-bats. Gets a base hit here in the 7th, has a runner on 1st. Mike Trout having another insane at-bat. Already 3 for 3 in the game, makes it 4 for 4 with 40 foul balls. Puts 2 on with 1 out for his created player. Fouled back a 4-seam fastball right there. Decided to try and climb the ladder on him. Got a perfect pitch too, put it right on the corner at 101. Did not matter. He was sitting on it, and that right there was the dagger. The final dagger of the Pack Squad's World Series grind for season 1. It is now 5-1 in this ball game, and really that's all he was going to need. We hit a couple more balls hard in this game. We had some hits, we had some base runners, we had our chances early, we even had the lead in this game. We just didn't get the job done. We did, however, continue to fight all the way into the 9th. Corey Seager's going to hit a home run off Houston Street to make it a 5-2 ball game. And then Joe Mauer with 2 outs. He's going to poke one out to left, trying to make this a ball game here. Tying run is now on deck in the 9th. 3-run game. Ryan Sandberg swings through that cutter up and away. Was getting a lot of sinkers from Street. It's what I'm looking for here. In through that one off the plate. Now 1-1, 2 down, runner on. Fouls off another sinker. Not done though. Later in the at-bat, Sandberg, after battling, is going to get a perfect out to center. Now the tying run will come to the plate. It's Vladdy Jr. off the bench. and we swing over a splitter. Got a pitch to hit, but absolutely missed it. Like I said, though, it didn't end up mattering either way. The season was over before that game even ended. So post-game, Dynasty season over. Let us know our rating ended at 804. I just couldn't get over the 830 plateau in the first season. We will start season 2 at 700. And that's important to note. The first season of Pack Squads, we took care of business against the teams we were supposed to take care of business against. We dominated the first 500 of ranked seasons, made some great upgrades to the team, did what we were supposed to do. Now, it is going to be tougher in season 2. Our team is about to get completely restarted and downgraded. Everyone that we're going to be going up against are going to have the same old teams they've had, plus more cards that they're going to continue to unlock. Player of the Month comes out later this week. I can't even use those cards. It's only going to get harder from here. But the good news is we get to start at 700. So no matter what happens, whether we win, lose, go back and forth, the goal is to get the team as good as we can for this binge session at the end of every season, for this recap video, the episodes throughout the month, throughout the season, build the team, get the team ready for this push. And since we're going to be starting at 700 instead of 0, we're going to be as close as we could possibly be, if not already in World Series by the time the season actually ends. Did I handcuff myself a little bit on this first run? Yeah. Does it suck to go 24-4 and miss World Series by 90 points? Yeah. I didn't give myself enough time. Probably should have started this grind 2 or 3 days earlier so that if I did lose a few games, I had some time to make it back. Didn't do that. Lessons learned. The good news is every Pack Squads video in season 1 was a banger, and if you want to get caught up, maybe you're new, there's a playlist on the channel. Make sure you go check them out. Season 2 is going to start tomorrow, and if you want to identify the difference in seasons, it will be very simple once you see it. We're just changing the color of the thumbnail. Every Pack Squads thumbnail in season 1 was gold. We will be changing the color for season 2, and 3-4 seasons from now, new people coming to the channel, or maybe you guys want to go back and binge watch Pack Squads episodes later in the year, you're going to be able to tell exactly where the season's cut off by the color of the thumbnails in the playlist, so keep that in mind. So we will not be able to keep Dontrell Willis, Jorge Posada, or Cal Ripken on our team as a World Series reward for season 2. We will only get the MVP and Cy Young since we did not make it to World Series. The new diamonds added to the World Series pack for season 2 are the 93 Vinny Castilla and the 93 Clayton Kershaw. Don't know who I would take if we get into World Series for season 2, but which of these 5 guys do you want to see kept on the team for season 3 if we get there? Might as well start talking about it in advance. Now let's discuss the MVP and Cy Young that will be kept from season 1 to season 2. Season 1, I have started the season 2 tab up there on the top of the screen, as you can see. Be ready for the pack opening and squad build for season 2 episode 1 tomorrow. Let's go through the squad and break things down. First and foremost, Pablo Sandoval, tip of the hat to you, bud. 20 games, batted .478 with 3 home runs and 5 doubles. He was huge on the lower difficulties. Cedric Mullins really screwed me up defensively a little bit there in a couple of those Hall of Fame games. I could have dove for that one ball, was user error, but he kept locking into animations early. And that's the worst thing that can happen with outfielders, when they lock into an animation early and you can't even, like, sometimes you're trying to take an angle to a ball, but the animation kicks in before it's rough. So I got a couple of those with Ced. O'Neal Cruz, very good shortstop option. He batted exactly .333 with 3 homers and 3 doubles. Then you got Jazz, who barely even got to play. Got 15 at-bats, 5 hits, 2 doubles, and a homer. I'm expecting those face of the franchise cards to continue to pop up throughout the year, though, since they didn't let us get more than 2 players at each division. I'm expecting us to see more of them later. Will not be the last time you see face of the franchise on Pack Squads. Speaking of cards you'll see again on Pack Squads, let's look at Ryan Howard. He's been the most popular comment for the MVP, the guy that we should keep. And I totally hear you guys there. In 27 games, batted .364 with 8 homers and 6 doubles. And he was batting .400 before we got to Hall of Fame. He probably batted around, I would say about 270, 280 on Hall of Fame, but he had some huge hits for us. He came up big all the time. He's scary to pitch to, even lefty. The thing about Ryan Howard is, that cover athlete pack is another one of those packs that I think they're going to recycle into the game a bit more. So I'm expecting to get him through the wheel spin multiple seasons this year. I don't think we need to keep him, especially at that position. Now behind the plate, you have Joe Mauer, who's batting .342, 3 doubles in 12 games. We had him for the grind. He was one of the last cards that we added to the team for the Pack Squads World Series grind, and he played great. Now, Matt Carpenter, we didn't have him much. Destroyed the baseball, though. Someone I'd love to see us land on again in one of those headliner choice packs. Now at shortstop, another good option for us to keep is Corey Seager. He batted .313 with 2 bombs, 3 doubles, and a triple. Sandberg, Ryan Sandberg with the parallel one. He's up to a 94 overall. He's got 119 contact versus left, and then real good righty-righty, 92-87 versus right. Good defense at second base, and it's a tough position to find power. He's 18 for 40 with 4 home runs and 2 doubles, and so far for me, crushes the ball in Hall of Fame. Now in the outfield, Eric Davis was a late replacement for Cedric Mullins and batted .071. I usually do great with him, so I'm definitely not giving up on him, but can't keep him with those stats. Lou Bob and Mike Trout, in a lot of ways, they're very similar players, very similar builds. Trout batted .316 with 5 bombs. Lou Bob batted .324 with 7 bombs. For me, this is down to 3 guys: Mike Trout, Lou Bob, and Ryan Sandberg. I need your help. Spam the comment section right now. I'm recording tomorrow's episode first thing tomorrow morning. You have your shot right now to go let me know your thoughts on those 3 guys. Now our Cy Young. The first diamond we added to the team, Randy Johnson. Through 29 2/3 innings, he had 33 strikeouts and a 2.43 ERA. He's just flat out difficult to deal with on the higher difficulties, and we already have him at parallel 3. My issue with this card is the hits per 9 being 83. As better cards come out, that PCI is going to get large on that hits per 9 attribute. That makes me a little nervous. We also have the 90 overall Casey Mize, who has the higher hits per 9. In 14 innings, he has a 4.4 ERA and 10 strikeouts. Haven't been as dominant with him. Logan Webb in 13 innings has a 2.7 ERA and 9 strikeouts. Good ERA, haven't been as dominant with him. And then you have the Alek Manoah card. He has a great sinker, 2.76 ERA, just 7 strikeouts in 16 innings, but that 101 hits per 9 makes him tough on Hall of Fame. For me, it's between those 4 guys. It's got to be between those 4 guys. We're going to get tons of reliever options, but we got to have an A. Who do you want to see me put at the top of the staff, the top of the rotation? Let me know down below. I'm making these decisions first thing tomorrow morning, and I'm taking your comments very seriously. I also started a Battle Royale run on the second channel. Link is down below. We just hit 20K over there. If you haven't already shot a sub, I'd greatly appreciate it. And that's going to do it for today, guys. Great first season of Pack Squads. We ended up going 24-4 overall in the season. Things are about to get sweaty, but that is okay by me. And if you're new, again, go check out the playlist. Watch it 1 through 17. Watch the whole first season. Enjoy yourself. Season 2 starts tomorrow.
I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah. Everybody smoking all the greenery. Yeah. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go.